YouTube, what it do, loved ones? You know the motto. If you can, after the story, go over there, hit me with a like, which is the thumbs up, and that'll let me know I'm kicking my stuff. This right here is a topic, homie, that was very touchy, that me and one of my OG homeboys was cutting it up about inside these penitentiaries, homie, and it's the heavy sedation that dudes is up under doing time in these new jailing times, homie. You know, jailing when I was coming up, hearing about a homie going to the penitentiary and coming out, we was looking forward to swole, solid homies of all age categories to come up out of these places fully functionable, alert, banging, and active. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we knew homies kind of was doing on prison yards was blowing a little tobacco and drinking tough, homie. Now in these new jailing times, homie, we hear all kind of different things taking place to keep certain dudes up under sedation. We not gonna say all the homies is banging sedated, but a nice majority of people is banging up under sedation and jailing up under sedation. And we not gonna just say the Bloods, we not gonna just say the Crips, we not gonna just say the essays, but it's a lot of new jailing and it's going up under sedation, homie. You know what I'm saying? And so me and the G homeboy, we had this discussion and I felt it was very important to share, homie. So I'm gonna go on and send this me a day sit down, homie. So I'm asking, my question is, what's the difference between 70s, 80s, 90s jailing, kind of like my time where it kind of ended? What's the difference between that jailing than this millennium jailing where a lot of homies is up under heavy sedation, we not gonna say, but up under heavy sedation of the bullshit inside the prison system, homie? That shit some heart-wrenching shit to niggas on the street trying to stay solid, and we expecting a troop of niggas to rehabilitate, come home stronger and help, but this ain't the case now, homie. So what's the difference?
I mean, listen, man, you know, back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, bro, it was a whole different structure and breed of niggas, man. You got older niggas, man, that was taking their time, man, and putting themselves in porn, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, they was inspiring a lot of youngsters. They was guiding a lot of young homies, man. You know what I'm saying? Through shit, trying to get them, man, to become aware of who they are, make them strong in their identity, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, none of that exists today because you got all these, it's a whole different breed, man. They act like they don't give a fuck. They ain't listening to nobody. They just do what the fuck they want to do. And it's just no structure. It's just a whole different breed, man. And they don't want to take no instruction from nobody else. And you got something is wrong. You have some that will be willing to listen, man, and fall up under some guidance, man, that will help them, you know, rehabilitate themselves and become stronger. But for the most part, man, it's just a whole nother breed, a whole nother generation, man. It's just not, you know, it's just a careless generation, bro.
But then we look at us on the street.
80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Listen, 70s, 80s, and 90s, man, niggas had structures in the prison. It was a whole different breed of people in the prison back then.
Where did that breed go? Where did that breed go? Where did that breed go, big homie?
Hey, bro. Hey, I don't know, my nigga. Hey,
where are these niggas at, homie?
I mean, well, see, that breed, man, niggas who got old, got families, and ventured off, and a lot of people that died. We're talking about 70s, 80s,
but
90s.
I'm saying the dudes that's like my age that kind of know this. What position are they playing inside of there, homie? Where are we at, homie? Damn.
Listen, man. You're dealing with a breed, man. There's so much in the rebellion, man, the revolt, man. Niggas was like, you know, there's so much rebellion going on with this young generation, my nigga. And it's like, man, niggas ain't even trying to get it. From certain niggas that got this type of structure, man. So it makes niggas that have this type of solidarity about themselves, you know, it's almost like, man, their efforts are falling on deaf ears, my nigga.
So it's kind of like how we is on the street. You kind of get away from the young homies for a nigga won't have to harm them dudes or them dudes possibly harm us. So it's kind of like that inside the system as well.
Absolutely, dog. Every time I talk to somebody young, you know, I talk to many cats, man, that's your age, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm 60 years old, your age, bro. You know, and some dudes, I've never seen these dudes in my life, right? But I've had conversations with them, and they were like, man, ain't nobody respecting no real G's no more, man. Nobody want to hear that shit in the 80s and the 90s and shit. None of that shit exists. They don't want to hear it.
And that shit should scare. And that shit should scare. That shit should scare every motherfucker my age and my generation that really love this shit. That we really is fucked up, post-traumatic, stressed out, banged the fucked out. We need to really analyze this shit, homie, and see and be scared straight, homie, because we don't want to be in that place. Cause some of us, we learning from y'all to be scared straight because the attitudes we have, a nigga can't be in close quarters with some of them niggas because a nigga might be on the stretcher or somebody else, bro. That's just how some of my dude's attitude is that's on the street. That's even Crippin' Blood and our saying it. This scares straight us, homie, when we hear this shit, homie.
You got us. Hey, listen, man. On the streets and in here, and I'm walking with the Lord, my nigga, and my faith is no weapon formed against me shall prosper, man. I'm not walking in fear, but at the same time, man, this is a playpen where the demons exist, my nigga, and I still have to stay ready as much as I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As much as I don't want to, man, I got these souls in different places, my nigga. And sometimes I have to pull them out, man, and walk with them, dog.
Right.
And when I don't want to, don't get me wrong, I've walked in certain situations, dog, that might have mandated that I be armed, dog. But you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't respect the Lord, my nigga, and walk by.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Right.
Into a crowd of all these demons, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But still, there's some situations.
But so how should, not to cut you off, how should we feel on the street, homie, where we feel like we doing all we can, we trying to keep hope alive a little bit, we sending little change where we can, and to find out a lot of homies is up under sedation, how should homies on the street feel, homie? How should we get at the homies that we care about in there, that we hearing this slipzation, homie? I mean, damn, homie, come on, homie. What can you tell me on that, big homie?
Well, you know, if you get information, direct information, man, that a person, that a loved one, man, is on this type of stuff, man, you know, it's heavy days, man, that's what he's doing with the hard-earned money, man, that you send it to them out of love, man, to try to, you know, because that money is to assist him with his necessities, his cosmetics, to wash his ass, toothpaste, and brush his teeth. You know what I'm saying? And maybe a little food, man, to keep me from, you know what I'm saying, begging and bumming somebody, dog. You know, that little money just to help take care of me. If you taking my hard-earned money and you growing it for drugs, man, to fuck your mind up and keep me every day, then that's something that I can't. That's something that I'm going to have to discontinue to do.
On the real, and I'm going to just cut in and say, big homie, if I was still really banging, homie, being a generation that's, you know, up under y'all and stuff, homie, that's why a lot of homies that was in our generation that was messing up wind up fleeing downtown, going to different places and leaving up out of these different and Cripwood because we started beating niggas up enforcing heavy discipline because you wasn't no good to the car, homie. If you doing something you don't supposed to be doing, is altering your thought and your personality. We started mixing each other for our characters and conduct, homie. So like I said, I can't tell nobody nothing because we all different. But the young homies need to know when we was slipping, like how we hearing about a lot of slippage in there, we started applying pressure on one another, homie. Because when funk happened and riots happened and stuff like that, nobody could be held accountable for it because everybody's slipping. If a nigga run, a nigga leave, a nigga don't help, a nigga can't really be mad because a nigga allowing everybody to walk how they want to walk in the lion's den, homie.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying, P. Like I said, man, structure is not like it used to be. People are not being held accountable. People are using every excuse. They're lying, man. They're morality, man, about what they say they believe in, man, and how they're trying to carry it, man. It's all of the smoke,
and is this with every nationality? Is this with every car damn near is experienced this type shit up there? In different places?
Yeah, man. I mean, some, hey, man, I see all these. That crazy on that shit bad too, my nigga. But
yeah, that's what I'm asking. That's what a lot of people want to know. Is it a lot? Yeah.
Listen, it ain't just the black community, dog. It ain't just the black culture. It's the whites, it's the Mexicans, but the Mexicans have enough structure.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They have enough structure to they get in heavy sacks, my nigga, and they kind of control you a little better, man. But they still running around here with they coming out, you can see them running around here, dog, and losing weight, our mouth sucked up. But I mean, they still got a certain type of order.
So how do the race relationship be? Do people still be combative, like with race tension and shit, even though everybody is heavily sedated in different cars and shit?
Well, see, no, and that's another thing too, dog. It's so much drugs that floods the prison population now, man. It's like, it ain't a lot of that racial tension. I mean, it's not nothing like it used to be. Motherfuckers ain't hitting each other. It ain't a lot of riots no more. I mean, you have some, but it's not nowhere present. Most of the time, it's white on white, Mexican on Mexican. Very far in between where it's a black and Mexican type of thing. Most of the time, it's Mexican on Mexican, white on Mexican, black on black. You know what I'm saying?
So just say, not to cut you off, just say if your voice can be powerful enough to tell young homies from Crips, Bloodz, and different cars about being under heavy sedation, what could you tell them something positive right now that just in case a homie got a phone, somebody listening and want to take heed, what message would you send the homies right now, homie?
I would say, man, first and foremost, man, I would say, let's stop playing with the game, period, man. It's about life.
Yeah.
First and foremost. Seek God first. Seek God first, man. You know what I'm saying? Because God and Satan is real, man. And I believe, if you're talking to somebody, man, you're talking to somebody, man, that's been about this Damuva, man, for almost 45, 50 years.
Right. I've been knowing you since I was a baby, since I was a kid. Before I've chosen to I've always had a calling on my life. But before I surrendered my life to the Lord, which has been the last 8 to 9 years, what I'm saying, he's always had a calling. Seek God first, number one. Number two is, drug is a technique. It's poison to the mind.
It will break your mind down. It's poison. It's a trick of the enemy. To consume drugs, man, it's addictive, man. When you get that illness, that's the illness of the enemy. And you know what I'm saying? And drugs were already put in the black community, man, to destroy the black family, period. To destroy families, huh? That was the purpose of it, of drugs even coming into the society, bro. Now it's in prison, man. Listen, you know,
it's destroying our family in prison.
Poison yourself. Yes, bro. Yeah. Because listen, without your mind to be in the present moment, to assume responsibility, to live in any type of way that you're created to live by God, that's the enemy. The enemy seeks to kill, steal, and destroy, man. You know what I'm saying?
And that shit plays mind altering, and that
no
shit,
matter what he got.
yeah, it plays mind altering tricks on you. It'll have you seeing shit that ain't true, make you think a motherfucker is a person that it ain't the person they supposed to be. It's a bad, devastating thing, homie, and it's bringing a hardcore culture that we thought that we could depend on. Now they bringing us weak homies home, and it ain't the homies' fault. It's the system fault for allowing this shit to go on, man. And I'm gonna leave it like that, big homie.
You know, but listen to me. Let me tell you something, man. You know, this system was in place long before it got into the prison, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand something too, man. People got choices. See? You have a choice to use that or not, bro. You start using it, man, it breaks your wheels down. It breaks your whole integrity of who you are down, bro. And you use it long enough, it's gonna start breaking you down, man, in pieces and pieces, bro. But it's a choice. Everybody got a choice, bro. Everybody got a choice. From Jump Street. Now, you know what I'm saying? But you know, that's neither here nor there, you know.
Yeah, man, that was a topic with a solid OG, man, that I love dearly, homie. I can't even cap, homie. 89 on up, G stuff, not Ye stuff, homie. And it was just heavy on my heart, homie. I'm just hearing from certain people on how certain people, you know, cultures this sedation got our culture heavily sedated inside these institutions, homie. And homies on the street, that's from my era, different solid generations of era, homie. We out here giving it all, homie. We burying homies, you know, all kind of contributions, homie. And then we look at homies that come home, they do a gain of time. They want to holler about, I'm out the way, but you possibly want to be out the way, homie, cause you ain't in the right way, homie. You know what I'm saying? That shit is heart-wrenching, homie, on everything, homie. And we out here scraping, you know, it costs out here. Rent then went up. We not 20, 30 deep in spots no more. Money ain't really generating like that. And now the certain homies that's coming home in good mindsets and solid, they get to really see how the money ain't really funneling, how things is. Dudes, we became family men. But homies in my generation, different homies, we need to wake up. And some of that shit need to scare straight us to stay on the right path that we on, for it won't lead us in these predicaments, homie, where we in close quarters with a generation don't want to communicate right, don't want to function right, and really by law, they all our kids, all our nieces, all our nephews, all our brothers and them, sisters and them kids, that's up under us, homie. And I feel like, damn, if a nigga can't check his nieces, nephews, and all that shit crazy, because we all related to each other, and these youngsters is falling up there, and we know each other family members, homie. Man, I'm gonna just keep sending it, homie. 89 on up, G stuff, not Ye stuff, homie. And chime in on this, homie, on the heavy sedation that's going down in our prison systems, homie. And for me to, and for me to chime in after me and the OG homeboy get down, homie, I just want to say, no disrespect to the certain homies that might be in penitentiaries, might be in certain situations in their lives, homie. Just not to throw no rocks and hide my hands or slander dudes, homie, that might take something personal. Because in this lifestyle that we live, homie, our minds are so manipulative, altered from banging and playing Russian roulette with the streets and one another and undermining each other. we'll take certain things out of content, like who he talking to, who's that towards, homie. That's constructive criticism, homie. You know, and we can't check each other, homie, as a community of homies, can check each other, homie, and accept it and get ourselves right and push forward, homie, then something wrong with you, homie. If you can't argue and chunking with your brother or argue and have words with your supposed to be brothers and sisters and hug each other and accept it, something wrong with us, homie. And even though I kicked this G shit and not that Ye shit, I done been checked by homies because my conduct probably was out of style at the time and needed to be brought it up back to speed, homie. You know, I didn't have slipzation, homie, and been checked on my conduct and character and had to fix it back up, homie. So we all not better than the next or the other. But homie, these is rules, homie. This is what's going on, homie. And by us not sticking to the basic rules of gelling and all this type shit, homie, it brings dysfunction inside our community, homie. We already having lack of dysfunction in communication, but now when we ain't functioning with a whole amongst homies that we think we supposed to have coming home from these prisons in proper formation, ready to line shoulder by shoulder and show the young homies and young homegirls the proper way to move about life, homie. We don't have y'all. We don't have a lot of homies, homie. So shit, man, 89 on up, G stuff, not Ye stuff. Just something for us just to, you know, just all think about and consider, homie. I'm out.